The tag historian query data source works in a similar manner to a tag history binding you'd find on a Vision component. Let's begin by creating a tag historian query data source. In the data panel, we'll click on the plus icon and tag historian query. From here, we can drill down to each of our historical tags. I only have two so far, tag 1 and tag 2, and they're sitting at values of 12 and 24 respectively. To add our tags, we'll shift-click and then drag and drop to the selected historical tags. There are two columns here. First is the tag path, which is the path leading to the tag. The second is the data key alias. This is the name that the tag will use in the design panel. So you can give all your tags a unique name here. Let's take a look at how this looks in the design. We go to the key browser, we drill down on our data sources, you'll see we have tag 1 and tag 2. Go back to the data panel. Now on the right hand side, you can change the data key name, you can change the query type, you can specify a preview limit, and you can also create a nested query. And if we look down below, you'll see a lot of the same properties that are available on a tag history binding. You can set the date range. If you set this to historical, then you need to configure bindings for the start date and the end date. When you create the tag historian data source, these properties are bound to the start date and end date parameters automatically. Now we won't cover all of the properties in this video, but I just wanted to point out that the advanced properties are there. We'll go ahead and set the aggregation mode to last value and then sample size to natural. Now it's important to note that you can type in here and use parameter references. So we'll go ahead and do that. So we'll begin by clicking on the plus icon, do a new parameter. We'll call it tag num. We'll leave the parameter type as a string and a default value of 1. Now that we have a parameter created, we'll go back to our data source. Now we don't need the second tag here. We can go ahead and delete that since we're using indirection. We'll update our alias to just tag, and we'll use our parameter in our tag path. So we'll get rid of that one, the tag num in here, close curly brace, and that's really all we need. If we take a look in the design panel, you see I have a table set up here already. You'll see tag shows up as a key in our tag history query data source. I also placed some text inside of each text shape just so we know what each value is supposed to represent. Let's see what this looks like in a report viewer component. You can see it defaults to the tag name 1, so it's showing a value of 12, showing the timestamp as well. But if we scroll down here and we just change the tag number to 2, you'll see the report executes again and shows the history for tag 2.